Welcome everyone to Bedlam and Discord. Odd Jobs here on the DAT Network. We have so much in store for you today. We're excited to be back. We think I'm human. That's the best bet so far, according to that guy or whatever. We had the week off last week. I had family in town, and now we're back. We left off on yet another cliffhanger as, well, look, things aren't looking great for the party, but they're looking great for me. And that's thanks to everyone out there. I had some very clutch gifts from the wonderful donators, also known as donors. Both are words, heard it both ways. Anywho, I'm not the only person here tonight. We've got 4 other people here, and I think it'd be really cool if they join me right now.
Hello,
How's it
hello.
going, everybody?
Oh.
What in tarnation?
What?
Well,
What's
I wasn't
happened?
prepared. I was not
What's
prepared.
happened? Wendy just is like, what? Everything's normal.
Hey, Jessa, you got something right? Right. Yeah, a little lower.
Yeah.
Little
Just a
lower.
little towards the
right,
front.
right there, right there.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Jared, I can't hear you.
That's probably for the best. I mean, let's be honest. It's for the best.
All right, we filtered one joke out. It wouldn't have been great. It's good. Isn't that great? Don't you guys love how Zoom and all these streaming things have taught us to, like, you know what? That was actually a bad joke. It's better that people didn't hear it. Like, that's one of the things I've learned the most from this time in life. Is like, you know what? I'm glad that went through the writer's room before it actually got out there.
Yeah.
Well, folks, this is pretty much what's in store tonight. More chaos and madness, or as we like to call it, Bedlam and Discord. Let's start the introductions with our feline friend up there today, looking a little different, but here's a little bit better. Wendy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Introduce us. We are the Odd Jobs. Hey, everybody.
Great.
I'm Wendy Lee. I'm Wendy Lee Zaney, and I play Cleta, the glitter-loving barbarian who is very invested in what is happening between Casey Jane and Henry. And I don't remember if Cleta has figured out that Henry can shapeshift. But if she does know this, she's gonna have some serious questions for Casey Jane. Get ready.
All right. Well, hey, on that note, hey, Jane, let's jump to you, because apparently you've got other serious questions coming your way, so.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jessica Penny playing Hasty Jane, a little halfling contest winner who has just realized that the love of her life can switch and shapeshift into a giant, hunky, elf-looking guy. And this is new to her, so we'll find out how she feels about that. They already had a Dreamweaver montage moment,
yeah,
which was nice, but we'll see what today brings.
Perfect. Let's just keep it moving around the clockwise rotation here. Lamar Harris is with us. Now, wait, I'm sorry. Award-winning Lamar Harris is with us. That's right, folks.
Lord Reverend Lamar, the con guy Harris, is here with you guys. Those are my official titles. That's actually not a joke. Hi, I'm playing, I am a Lord of Scotland and a Reverend from the Universal Life Church. Anyway, I am here playing the ever-loving, patient, gentle giant known as Ano Breslin, Luxodon Peace Cleric, who has never harmed a fly. Definitely has not murdered the most creatures in the game so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're the pain of my existence. What do you mean it hasn't hurt a fly?
You hit me hard last time, okay? You did it.
Yeah, and that's 20 life, baby.
Nat 20 life.
And look, the person without whom none of this could really happen is, last but not least, Jared Hoy. Come on, man.
I'm Jared. I play Ick. Sometimes microphone's muted. You guys miss gold when that happens, but once in a lifetime. Ick kind of tries to wrangle this group of crazies. He does not put out a lot of damage. He sometimes shoots his friends in the face. I'm really looking for an upside to Ick. If you guys see one, help me out maybe.
Well, we'll keep looking right along with you, buddy. I don't know if I introduced myself. Hi, I'm Nathan. I always forget to do that part. I am Nathan Andrzejczyk, and I am very excited to be leading this ragtag group of heroes through this amazing adventure. Well, what do we think? Should we get right to it? Actually, before we get to it, because I want us to dive in, I want us to get going right away because there's so much happening. Before we do that, let's talk about the ways that you at home, you watching there on your phone, on your computer, on your TV, you can impact this game. And it has already happened. Last week, somebody gave a little donation, gave me a re-roll, and, let's just say things went great. I think we're trying to get those buffs. There they are. Boom. The bad buffs right there. Get some. $5, an extra D6 to a future roll. Lose some, a D6 away from a future roll. Lucky, that's what I got. $10, advantage on a future roll. That gave me a nat 20 to bite Tano. That's right, with a werewolf. So things are happening. I want to get through this because things are happening. Unlucky is $11. That's disadvantage. Then there's another one. A random friend or foe will join the encounter. A magic item. Ick has already gotten some of those this season with some nice +2 bolts, if I am correct. And then we've got some Bedlam. $30, target wild magic on a player of choice. Discord. Yeah, that steps it up. For $50, it's totally wild magic. Nobody knows where it's going. We roll for it, and it is hilarious. Usually it winds up on Hasty Jane, and it's usually the most inconvenient thing if it's the Discord.
That's how I got bald.
Is that how you got bald?
That is
kind of
I
forgot.
got bald. I feel like that might have been how I got bald.
Oh boy.
So, and meanwhile, Scott Denuzo, seeing that, you also get some fun channel points. All of his message, well, at least the next 200 of them, will look like that, nice and highlighted, because the man has some channel points. So stick around, get some channel points at the very least, and start highlighting all of your chat messages to us. Yeah? Cool. Players, is there anything else before I kind of dive in and just get us going? Or chat, is there anything that we need to know that we forgot from you, our wonderful people at home? Let me know now or forever hold your peace.
Butts.
But
But
Only 3?
Give up, but up, but up. You know what?
Okay. Hey, Movie Butt, we love you. That's what chat wanted us to know. That is amazing. So Penguin Witch Doctor, that's not how that works. I'm not eating vegetables. I already had to eat broccoli with dinner. So there. I already had to eat my vegetable. Let's get to it, shall we? Jared, may I have my solo moment, please?
wow,
It's more
someone's
dramatic.
getting a little fancy.
It's more dramatic. Here we go. Cut to DM close up. All right. Nope, that's the other episode. Let's go with this one. Here we go. North of the cloud peaks along the coastway sits the small city of Mayrin. Darkness fills the street along with an eerie silence save for the wind that has begun to blow. The town is asleep, all except for a light shining in the scattered guard houses and that of the chapel. A woman with more gray in her hair than not kneels beside her bed, her lips moving in silent prayer as she grasps a holy symbol in her hand. candle flickers. She shivers, but the sounds of creaking doors only encourage her prayers. Deliver him back to me, that as the sun rises, the morning Lord would bless us both. On the road from town, 4 riders urge their steeds forward. They move as fast as they can along the dark path, but unseen horrors give them pause. The rustle of a bush or cracking of a tree limb draw constant attention. The horses run, fueled by fear, and the riders do their best to maintain control. Minutes down the road sits a small ranch filled to the brim with anxiety. An elderly gnome woman spreads a blanket over a shivering half-orc. An elf moves from window to window, his keen eyes searching for any sign of danger, hoping against all hope that no more horrors add to their already disastrous life. The kitchen doors burst open, and a grizzled man carries a kettle of hot water and a wash basin, followed by a young woman who's no more than 17 years old, carrying clean rags and bandages. The man moves past an easy chair where a loxodon sits, paler than usual, and stoops next to a dwarf. He takes a rag and removes another that was used to stop the bleeding. A confused look falls over his face. Well, yeah, I'll do my best to clean this up for you, but there's an awful lot of glitter around these bites, and ain't nothing short of a spell and a prayer gonna clean up a mess of glitter in one go. Lita, how do you respond?
I don't see anything wrong with not being able to clean up the glitter.
Well, now, if that's how if you're fine with that, then I'll do my best then to just clean the wound of any other dirt and infertilities and the like. But I just never thought glitter would be what a person would want going into their blood system, and I don't know.
The glitter has multi-purpose uses. You know, it's pretty. If you're missing something, you can just follow the trail of glitter and you'll find it. Have you heard of glitter and stab? It's a move I invented.
Can't say I've heard of glitter and stab.
I'm workshopping it right now. I haven't really tried it out on like an actual creature, but yeah,
well,
multi-purpose.
Maybe you should have tried it earlier tonight.
Yeah, I just kind of got caught off guard, you know, and a lot of things was happening. I think I saw some weird things, and I don't know if maybe for the first time ever, glitter got in my eyes.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, hey, it happens to the best of us. As he's talking, he's dipped that rag, that bandage in hot water, and he's wrapping these wounds that you have on your arms. There are scratches as well from the claws, but he's focusing first on these bite wounds, which go deep and which have a slight bit of just graying to them around that bite.
She's gonna try to shimmy a little bit, and she'll say,
"Does it at least look pretty?"
I mean, it yes.
Is it infected? Am I gonna be one of those wolves? Am I gonna turn into one of the wolves?
Well, I'm no doctor or cleric, but I also am not too unintelligent. My guess is yes, but hopefully no. I mean, no.
I don't want to be the wolf because then I can't hold glitter in my hand anymore.
Oh, it's gonna be you're gonna be fine. I mean, look, they're on their way right now. They're on their way with the cleric's gonna fix everything up, I'm sure. And as he's kind of like just not the worst bedside manner ever, the older gnome woman walks over and kind of smacks him with the towel. Just, Cookie, get out of here. Well, all right, I'm just trying to help. I'll go boil more water. He heads off back to the kitchen. Oh, don't you worry, dearie. Everything will be fine.
I wouldn't be me without the glitter, you know? It's so much a part of my identity. It just, if you took that away.
I know.
And I can't wear clothes as a werewolf?
I don't.
I can't go
I don't
shopping?
think that's a thing. I mean, I didn't see much of anything, but I'm not sure. Well, look, why don't you just rest? Just close your little eyes and rest, and everything will be all right.
She'll lean back and she'll reach into her pouch with the glitter, and she's gonna nervously sift them back and forth in her palm to try to calm herself down.
I just want to read out what would Scooby do said first wolf problems. And that's amazing.
Wasn't prepared for that.
That's great.
None of us were, but thank you. Yeah, so you kind of lean back and they've tended. Tano also did heal, so like you don't have any active like you're not actively bleeding. You've got some scratches and obviously these bite marks, which again are a little more intense. Tano, you're also sitting there in an easy chair. You're feeling weaker. You're feeling something, and as you sit there, the 17-year-old young woman walks over with a quilt. I am sorry. I am sorry about everything, but we sure do. We sure do thank you for all you've done. Is there anything else I might be able to do for you, sir?
You know what? Yes, there is something you can do. See that little one over there with the glitter? The one who decided to go out in the middle of the night and cause all this problem? Can you get them to calm down so I can actually relax for a hot second? I'm really trying to make sure the blood doesn't go circulate through my system too quickly by keeping my blood pressure down. But every time she adds more glitter to the situation, my heart just skyrockets. I can feel hair growing upon my neck already.
She kind of looks at you and just nods and like goes off and pours. She goes over to a decanter of wine and pours 2 goblets full and delivers one smaller one to Glida, and then one that is almost to the brim to you, Tano. My pa always said this help with blood pressure a little bit, thins the blood, as it were.
You know what? Sounds good. He'll just drink as much as possible. Keep himself hydrated.
So you sip your wine. Lita, you also have a goblet full of wine. And there's just this tension in the air as the elf paces back and forth, looking out these windows. You'll see him run upstairs, move through the house. He's constantly moving. At no point does he stand still, making sure that nothing else comes after the ranch tonight. We're going to transition to our other 2 players, unless there's anything else that you 2 would like to bring up before we go.
Mr. Tano?
Yes, Glida.
Did I see, a really large creature fighting for us, with us tonight, or did glitter get in my eyes?
You know, I gotta say, I was a little busy trying to stop the things preventing me from going to sleep. But there definitely was a large beast that took out one problem within my periphery. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he came from. So we're either both hallucinating the same thing from the effects of whatever's in our bloodstreams, or yes.
I like to think it was a magical creature sent to us to help us. Because we do so many things for the people in this town, like bringing them the sheeps. I didn't even put glitter on the sheep, and I think it's because I didn't do that they sent the creature to help us.
You're right. We've done a lot of good for this town. We brought them to sheep, threw up in their room, we caused a mess upon their personal lives, we killed some things, or overstayed a welcome. I believe that we've done more for these people than they could have ever bargained for. But I really hope they help us out in the long run.
Yeah. So, do you
Hmm?
do you like Ick? Like, you think he's a good person?
I must say, so far, Ick has been one of the few people to not directly influence any damage to my person.
Mm-hmm.
And he, miraculously, for being such a fleshy creature, was able to pull me up and rescue me from falling over that cliff, which is a feat that I didn't think people of his stature could do. He hasn't
Yeah.
proven to be a problem thus far. None of you have directly proved to be evil, so it seems
Well-
alright. What? Why?
Well, I just want to make sure that everyone, because we work so closely together, I just want to let you know that Ick has a lot of love to give. And that I think you're a good person too, and he's a good person. And we all love each other,
Yep,
you know?
that. You know what? That, yes. Ick is a good man, and I agree. And I believe that love is love, and that we all should love each other as a family. I agree, Glita.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Mr. Tano.
Tana will drink more of his wine. Gulp another amount down. You okay there, Glita? Last couple days you've been awful weird.
No, it's it's really more of the, and I'll kind of whisper this part. It's the Hasty Jane and Henry issue. That's
The
kind of
fact that-
troubling.
What part is troubling? The very fact that they have the ability to, they have the emotional intelligence of a firefly.
Well, no, it's really him. His inability to communicate his feelings.
Or also
And
Hasty
his-
Jane's ability to explode at any moment. That's also very helpful.
I just think she's gone through a lot, you know? I mean, she lost her hair because of that weird thing that happened.
She poisoned her rival because of that weird thing that happened.
But then, well, that's justified because they did it to her first.
Gonna go ahead and give you a bit of information about how evil poisoning really is, but that's for another time when we're not currently dealing with that very issue.
Well, yes, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, that's kind of what's been on my mind. You know, I just want Izzy Jane to be happy, and I want Ick to be happy, and I want you to be happy. And like you said, love is love. And once we're all better and we make sure we don't have any werewolves inside of us, we can be a big happy family together again.
First thing, phrasing. Second thing,
Hmm?
yeah, never mind. Yes. As soon as we get healed up, me, Ick, you two, go back home, where we can readjust how
And get
we want
married.
to. Sure, I can learn that. I think I can learn. I know that. I think I can do that now. Yeah, sure, we'll get married or something.
I can't wait to go shopping for the dresses I'm going to wear.
At the wedding that is happening. Yeah, I think some people need to discuss things first about, like, location, venue, rings. If they even want to get married, there's some things to talk about first. But sure, yeah, sure. I'm sure you'll be a lovely groomsmaid, brideman. I don't know.
Yep, I'm up for the task.
Good. We'll make sure your dress is very shining, full of glitter, just to get that out of the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Glitter.
And with that, she's gonna finish the rest of her, and then she'll sit back and finally, like, get into a more chill mode, where she's not too amped up. So now she's thinking about dresses and ceremony and location and flowers and wedding gifts and cake.
I was thinking about
Perfect.
who the hell's mirroring Glita, but we'll find that out.
I love
that out
that.
every day.
Just there are so many wonderful moments of mistakes that have led to other things, mistaken truths, as it were.
Comedy of errors, you would say.
So many errors, just like riddled with errors, but I love it. I think that's a great place to leave your two characters. And we're going to check in with the 4 riders on the road who have recently left town. They've been going at a pretty steady pace, just to paint it kind of mechanically for everyone out there. In D&D, if you go so many turns in the dash action, you have to keep rolling to make sure that you are able to continue dashing without taking any levels of exhaustion. So my mentality, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you've been moving the horses at their full speed while not dashing. So that would be, for the ponies, 40 feet every 6 seconds, which is still pretty quick. Especially in the darkness, especially in everything around. Now you can dash whenever you want, but I just want to make sure that that's how you all have pictured it as well.
I'd probably be pushed to ride at top because it was about an hour out to town, right?
So it was the usual, just kind of like we're riding into town pace is about half an hour. You all were able to kind of bring that down to like 15-20 minutes. You couldn't go as fast as you wanted because, again, it's pitch dark out. So you're not able to go, and without drawing attention to yourself with a bunch of light, you're not able to go as quickly as you might want, just putting spurs.
I mean,
horse,
the light
but
doesn't bother me. I think the urgency to get back I'd go as fast as we can get.
Okay.
Even if it's
So to paint the picture,
some lantern.
you got a lantern or something out, kind of riding with that, Paul Revere style.
Yeah.
Awesome. Why don't you, really quick, I just want to check in with your mentalities before we get into just the action of it all, the next few moments. Are you saying anything as you're riding? You've picked up this cleric, who you would remember is named Graham. He's agreed to come out with you late at night, hesitant, but has still saddled up his horse and has joined you all. And you're really going as fast as the pony.
Yeah, I threatened him before we kind of left. And I feel like Ick's not really a talker in this scenario. Like there's a single-minded target, and that doesn't happen very often. That's what's happening here for Warwick Hastings.
Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously mostly concerned with getting there and making sure that my best friend doesn't turn into a
she-wolf.
Yeah. So yeah, getting there is the number one priority. I mean, I might slip a look over to Henry Lou, we're gonna need to talk about some stuff. Other than that, yeah, just want to get there and back.
Okay. Well then, back on the road, Ick, Hasty Jane, Henry Lou, and Graham ride with haste. You're moving along this kind of stone. It's kind of paved. They flattened it out as best as they can. There's stones here and there. There's a bit of that, more of the clip clop on of horseshoe to stone. You're closing in on the ranch, but you're still out in the open, and I want you both roll a perception check for me.
Perception, huh? It's gonna be 13 for Hasty Jane.
18.
Right. What was that?
18. 1-8.
18. Okay. So, you're riding. Hasty Jane is focused on the road. She's looking over at Henry Lou, kind of like, I'm gonna have to talk. You just keep kind of road, and then I have to.
Excellent impression.
Thank you. Ick, as you're riding, you sense the horse kind of adjust, and you feel the ground shaking a little bit. Henry Lou is riding, and again, we're gonna have to remember the ponies, their speed is slower than the horses. So, Ick, your riding horse, when pushed, 60 feet per round. The ponies are only going to be able to go 40 feet, but you've maintained these speeds together. You're riding side by side, and you just see Henry Lou perk up as he feels that same tremor. And Ick, you follow his sightline just off the road. You see the earth rumbles and shifts. And as the moon kind of escapes from behind the clouds up above, you see a glint of what almost looks like some sort of shining armorous hide. And Henry Lou just calls out, "Let her bug! We got a bullet!" He puts spurs to flanks and rides as this creature dives up out of the ground, its maw open and its sharp claws quickly digging back down into the earth and turning towards the party. We're gonna roll for initiative. as we have a bit of a chase scene here. Yeah, we had it called earlier on. Penguin Witch Doctor said it's a chase scene, not a posse riding into town. They're riding out of town, and they gotta go quick. So, let me see. I got my players there. Boom, boom. We're gonna roll. All right. Hasty Jane, what'd you get on that initiative?
It's gonna be a 1 next to a 1, so 11.
I say it
I was
that.
like-
It's so weird. So weird.
Ick?
19. 1-9.
19, all right. And then I should roll for our cleric. Oof, not great for the cleric. Gotta find a place to... Forgot to... So we're not going to be using, I will say, Jared, just so you know, right now we're not really using the Encounter Plus because we're going to kind of be moving pretty quick here.
Just quickly, Lucas Martinez wanted to know if Henry Lou Two-Foot is standing on the saddles riding the pony Teen Wolf style.
You know what? When he first felt the tremor, to get a little better of a view, he did jump up into the saddle just to kind of like look around, saw what was happening, dropped back down in the saddle, and rode off. Yes, thank you. I forgot. I should have fleshed that out more. It was all in my head, just like it was in yours. As always, it's Lucas and Martinez and I just so in sync. Meanwhile, wait, really quick, before we really get going, did I just see a gift sub hype from Keith77019? Pew, 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 pew.
Oh,
So hi.
Well, there we go. We've got the gift sub hype coming in as we start this chase. Now, Ick, you're kind of the first in the party. I'm guessing, do you follow Henry Lou's example and just kind of put spurs to horse?
Well, the question I have is, am I familiar with the Boule as a creature?
Roll a history.
Jared knows things, but I don't know that Ick knows them.
Yeah, I was like, is that supposed to be Boule? 15?
I think
Yeah,
it's Boule.
you've heard stories of a creature. You never seen one, but you've heard those kind of like sailor stories, or just those stories of people, not sailors, but people on the plains who have encountered a creature like this. There hasn't been sight of one in a while. But yeah, you know these aren't things to be messed with. You've heard them taking down wagons. You've heard that they are very dangerous, and if you see it, it's best to run and get off the road and as fast as you can.
The cleric is a human? No, he's a half orc.
No, he's a human.
Okay, so he's on a regular size mount. My concern is for Hasty Jane with her tiny little slow mount. So I think what I would do, factoring that I've already potentially lost 2 friends tonight, put spur to flank, hustle on over, and then kind of like try to scoop Hasty in front of me onto my horse, and then out of here at a faster rate. That's how I'll go.
Okay.
Get to getting.
So here's how we'll do this. I will have you ride over you're right next to Hasty Jane.
If she lets me pick her up. If she doesn't let me, obviously I won't.
Yeah, her turn is next, so we'll kind of collaborate on what's going to happen, but it may be, that we still only get one technical movement out of this turn, since you're going to be waiting for her to... So, I guess Hasty Jane will move on to you. Ix ridden up alongside you, put out his arm and said, let's get to getting.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
All right. So I'm going to need, let's say, Hasty Jane make an acrobatics at advantage, because I do believe that Ick is going to be helping you, grab on and pull you into the saddle.
Okay. Good thing we got advantage. 21.
21. You, it's almost like you've done this before. Ick reaches out, you grab his hand, and he pulls, and just as he does, you kind of like spin midair and land perfectly on the saddle in front of him. On the next turn, Ick, you're going to be able to take off at full speed on Tranquility. Now, I will say, your pony is trained to follow well, so your pony is going to do its best to keep up with the group, but it will go a little bit slower. So you are now on Tranquility. That is your turn. Henry Lou had already kind of encouraged everything. He kind of understood before everyone else, before we really got started. But he's going to keep riding up ahead of you. He's pulling away a little bit, kind of trusting in everyone else to be around him, and also understanding that he's got a mount with a shorter gait than yours would. So he moves up further ahead. We then go to back behind us. We see the ground again kind of swell as this creature continues on. The road is getting churned up behind you, and you can see it kind of gaining speed. It was off to the side, so it's had to come over. As we all learned with triangles, the hypotenuse is the longest distance. So it's traveling the hypotenuse at the moment, trying to get a point where it will be able to catch up with you, but it is still behind you a ways. You do feel that ground moving. You sense it coming. You can now hear it more now with the rocks and the earth churning. Ram, our cleric, on his horse, both a little, a little older. He understands the situation, though. He's gonna kind of put his spurs in and kind of pass you a little bit, Ick, as he goes to follow Henry Lou. He's not going to overtake Henry Lou at this time. He is a cleric. He doesn't really want to leave anyone behind, but he is on the way. Now, we're going to do some fun stuff here. Apparently, I phrased something poorly earlier, and I'm just sorry. I don't know what it was, but I'll just apologize, and that'll take care of it.
Should be.
I know. I feel awful. Here we go. Our first extra challenge, though. Ick, you put your spurs to horse now, I'm guessing, and take off. You are able to, in this time, kind of catch up a little bit more to the group, and you see what lies ahead for the rest of the group. Because you are a little bit behind, having grabbed Hasty Jane, you are going to get to this next part just after everyone else, but you can see what lies ahead. You see that there is a log in the road up ahead. You had already, on your way in, kind of skirted around it. And Ick, you're realizing that once we get back to your turn, we're going to have some decisions to make as you see these decisions made by the other characters. Hasty Jane, you are now on Tranquility, so you're just going right along with Jared, both of you together. Your pony is trying to keep pace. It's fallen behind a little bit, but it's sensing the danger as well. and it's doing its best to keep up. Now, Henry Lou, you see up ahead, Henry Lou sees this log and is going to attempt to just, again, before you rode around it, it took you a little bit extra time. You know that going around is going to take you time, take you movement speed that in this situation is going to be really important. Now, he jumps over the log relatively easily. He understands this whole layout. He's clearly well versed with riding, so he's over the log. And behind you, the Boulet is catching up. Now it's started to really gain ground, more on the ponies than the horses going their full speed. But this Boulet is not giving up. It has what looks to be a large grouping up ahead, and it wants dinner. Ram is going to attempt the same jump. A little older, not as graceful as Henry Lou's jump, but the horse is able to clear this log cleanly and is able to continue on the road as, again, this ground just churns underneath, back behind. Now, we're going to double back. Now we're going pretty quick here. This is intense. This is fast. Ick, it's now your chance to make a jump. Now, you can... This is kind of on the horse and kind of on you. So, why don't you make a couple... why don't you make me an animal handling check to see if you can guide this horse over the... No? You didn't... I guess I should have asked, do you want to go over or do you want to go around?
Well, what I initially was going to do was give Hasty Jane the reins.
Well, then, I will allow that. I just kind of said, do this thing. If you were going to give Hasty Jane the reins, then I will allow Hasty Jane the opportunity to make this animal handling roll.
I want to give Hasty Jane the reins so I can fire periodically behind me to potentially slow it down, or it's kind of that. Because I know she can ride. Awesome. Like, we've established that.
Great. Yeah. So, we'll scratch that. You're closing in, and you just kind of push the reins into Hasty Jane's hands as you draw a crossbow and ready a bolt. Hasty Jane, why don't you make this animal handling roll? I'm going to make a roll on my end as well.
Oh. It's a 1, but there's no 1 next to it this time.
So you fumble with the reins. I am going to say I've been making rolls for the animals as well, because these animals understand the idea of jumping. So here's what I'm going to say on that one. The horse knew to jump, but Hasty Jane, you did not know. You're not used to such a big animal, right? You're used to a pony. This is a much larger horse. You went to navigate. You went to encourage, and maybe when you something in how you went to communicate with the horse as you use a lot of the legs and the reins, it was just off. And in this jump, you kind of go sailing because your feet aren't in stirrups anymore. So you're now flying through the air, holding onto the reins. Ick, I will give you a dex saving opportunity to grab onto Hasty Jane.
All right, at least I'm good at dex saves. Or I'm okay at dex saves. Not this time, though. 8.
Oh.
8?
I think we're destined to fail, Jessica. I don't know.
Okay. Let me roll one more thing for you. Let me roll one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll do it. That's high enough. Hasty Jane, you go flying off. And as it is your turn, on your turn, your mount moves. And your mount, seeing you flying through the air, just jumps up underneath you. I am going to give you one more dex save to try and now just get rid of the reins of the horse you were on and land on your pony.
16.
That'll do. So you have somehow you were riding, and your pony's like doing its best to keep up, and just at that last moment, just because you're pulling away, just at that last moment, it jumps the log, and right as you've kind of like switched sides, you jumped from your pony to the horse, and then went to do this jump and just fell right off the horse again and landed back on your pony. It's comical. It shouldn't have worked, but the dice tell the story, and now here we are. You're back on your pony. It's a little slower, and no one is driving your horse. That's where we stand. As we go on to Henry Lou Twofoot, who's going to kind of keep moving forward now that he's got the cleric next to him. And he looks back, and by the time he looks back, he sees the two of you on your horses, so it looks like everything's fine. But what he also notices is that log that you just went over right at that last moment, right kind of on the hooves of this horse. Boom. There's a bite down, and that log is just demolished. So you're both still on your horses. You're going, and we get to Graham, who continues on as well, the boulet, hot on your heels. Now, Ick, no one's driving your horse.
Yeah, Tranquility really got a mind of her own. Do what she wants. First rule about riding is you gotta love them. Keeps them on the ground when they should stumble.
Yeah. So you're just gonna kind of focus on still trying to shoot back?
Yeah, and again, I'm not like trying to kill it. I'm just trying to dissuade it a little bit.
Yeah, so if you want to take a shot, again, that ground is rippling, and you do see, again, with the moon the way it is, and this thing closing in on you a little bit, you're gaining some ground. Tranquility is kind of pulling ahead, but you do see that shine, that shimmer of almost this shell-like exterior. You can take a shot if you want.
No one's behind me, so I don't have to tell anyone about their face.
I guess we'll see how you roll.
25.
25?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that somehow is enough to hurt Boulet, to hit the Boulet at least. Why don't you roll damage?
Twang! 5 damage. Oh yeah, so good.
All right. You see your bolt go right into the ground, and you see the creature dive back underneath. You are no longer watching the ground ripple, but there is still that shaking that you can feel as you ride. Hasty Jane, action's on you. What do you want to do next here?
How close am I to Ick's horse to Tranquility? I can try to grab the reins and hold both of our reins together to help him slow her down or whatever needs to happen. I
mean, you're still right there. I mean, you're close. You could probably get up and do it, just because Ick was focusing on taking a shot. He would have, again, the horse is working to not perish, but a horse, yeah, does kind of understand. Ick doesn't have the reins. I'm feeling like with the bit where it is, I kind of have my own lead here. Let's figure this out. So slow down enough. If you want to try and grab the reins, you could.
Yeah. What should I roll for that?
Why don't you roll a dexterity? Why don't you roll dexterity to grab the reins, or an animal handling if you want to use something that's not. Okay, cool.
16 for dex.
16. So you're able to grab onto the reins, and you kind of slow Ick's horse down to your pony's galloping pace a little bit. So instead of this kind of very fast, right, we're moving, his horse is going only, I believe, 80 instead of 100 feet per round. And we're moving on to Henry Lou, who's kind of seeing now that maybe there's not as good of a situation. He's gonna look back over his shoulder and double back to you. Graham does as well. The Boulay not seen. Ick, you've kind of caught up to everyone though. Through all of this, you're all kind of in the same group. So I'm just gonna put you right where you belong at the front here of this order. Up ahead is a stream that you're gonna need to ride through. So there's a couple of options. You can either go on the log bridge, which is single file. You will need to slow down a little bit to form that single file line, or you can try to ride the horse down and into the stream, or for your larger animal, Ick, you could try to jump the stream if you want. I'm going to give you those options.
We jumping. I'm jumping.
All right.
What does the stream look like? Is it fast flowing, and how far across is it?
So it's not fast flowing. It is it's about 10 feet across, but and is not very deep either. But there's that slight down embankment and upwards embankment where for a horse or a pony, if they were to go down through it, they would kind of have to jump down, establish their footing in the river or in the stream, and then reestablish to get back up. So that's why they would be slowed down a little bit. Not as much as if you had to kind of line everyone up, but still slowed down. As I've given you that information, I'm going to let Jared roll his check here. Why don't you roll me some animal handlings?
Cool. Let's watch D&D Beyond screw me again. Want to guess what's on the dice, Nathan?
At a 1.
It is a 1. Modifies to a 3.
So
Okay.
I rolled for your horse as well. And your horse rolled a 2. So there's a bit of
Like sit down
miscommunication.
like a dog. Just
As you go to jump in the darkness, you understand what's happening, but the horses like to be sure of their footing. There you go. There's the boba to take the edge off. And I do want to say, thank you to Wendy and Lamar, who are just enjoying this patiently. We'll get back to you soon. But, yes, what would Scooby do? The horse did roll twice as well as Ick. So we are going to say just that. I'm going to give you a deck save to hold on to the pommel of the saddle as your horse, not wanting to jump, skids to a halt next to the embankment.
okay. A dex
roll me that
save
dex.
it is. 16.
16. You grab on. You stay in the stirrups as Tranquility comes to a halt. It's jarring. You almost collide, with the back of Tranquility's head as you are confused as to why your horse just stopped when you wanted to jump. I'm going to say that's your turn. There's nothing to shoot at right now, and you had to kind of use your action to stay in the saddle. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to Heist Jane.
Can I tell what the human and Henry Lou might be, if they're going towards the bridge, or if they seem like they might be going to jump?
The two of them look like they are going to slow down, take that risk, and use the bridge.
Okay, I'm gonna follow that lead then. I'll do the same.
Okay. So the three of you kind of get in line to go across the bridge. And as you do, all three of you make it across just fine. I mean, it's a bridge, so the whole idea there is you slowed down as the last. Again, this thing is catching up. Ick, your horse stopped, and with all of the commotion happening near the bridge, Focus has gone over. I'll just triple check. Yeah, Focus has stayed on the bridge in that main group of horses. So you see this maw come up out of the ground near this stream, latch down on the bridge, chomping, missing, and then the creature stays on land, going after your friends. Ick, we're back to you in this moment.
I'd like to, how deep's the river?
It's
Or the
just a
creek?
stream. It's like maybe
Okay.
2 feet deep.
I'd like to fire a shot at the boulette, and then just start riding upstream, like trying to get it to
All right,
keep eyes on me.
fire away.
And because why the F not? I'm going to take the -5 to do the +10. That makes sense.
Why the F not?
-5. You got to do math. 21,
21's gonna hit.
or a total of 15.
15. Wow, okay. Well done. You hit this thing. I'm going to, let's see. It definitely noticed. So you fire and you start riding upstream. What happens is you make this creature pause. It's not on its turn. It's not going to use its full movement. We'll get to that in a bit. But you do hit this thing, and you do see in that quick moment, its head turns around, and you know that it sees you. You see these dark, beady eyes just hone in on you as we have a raid. Newly Forged is here, waiting
Raid!
for the gourd.
Hello, Raiders!
All right. So, we are currently in the middle of a chase. We've got a boule or boulette or whatever it is right on the tails of some of our party as they tried to save the rest of their party. AC Jane, action goes to you after Ick's turn.
So I see the belay. Is he paying attention to Ick, does it seem like, or is he still coming after us?
At the moment, he's paused and looked back at Ick.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Firebolt at the belay.
All right.
Oops.
Aim it and roll.
That's gonna be let's see, 23.
23 will do it. I was just waiting for another one.
That's
Right. Yeah, roll some damage.
gonna be an 8. Oh, 8 damage.
8 damage. And I will say, Hasty Jane, as you fire at this thing, this is a brave thing, a brave moment for you, because you know that your information on boulets or boulettes or whatever is that they have often, more than one has been seen in Am. More than one has been killed in Am, and adventurers have been hired to take care of these. For whatever reason, they do enjoy going after halflings, and so you've had that experience before. These creatures know that they can outrun a halfling very easily underground. So seeing this one here is a little out of sorts. But in this moment, you bravely fire and then are able to move one movement. You've slowed down the horse to steady that shot.
Okay, and just so y'all know a little history, when we were growing up, we sang the song better run faster than the bulle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All the halfling kids better run, outrun the
Faster than the
bully.
bullet.
So there you go. That's that famous song in Am.
I'm sorry, I had to.
And we also have a gifted tier 1 sub. Woo! Thank you, Keith. Gifting that to
Keith, sub
Newly
hype.
Forged. Sub hype.
Whoop.
It was just because of the song. The song deserved a wonderful gifted sub. So that is your turn. You have scorched the boule. Henry Lou 2 foot looks over his shoulder and says, "Come on, let's go." He's slowed down so that you can keep up. Graham continues on. Graham's older, and his horse, you will have noted, is moving only slightly faster than the ponies. Definitely not moving at the speed of Ick's horse. The boule, while slowed by Ick, and this new fire has redrawn its attention, and it sees a larger meal ahead. It's going to go after the group. Now, Ick, you are going to be riding north, but what you do know is that this stream is close to the property line. This stream actually goes into the property of the 2-foot clan, and if you go up a little ways ahead, you know that down the road, there's going to be a gate, but you can make it to the fence and jump that heading towards the house if you wanted to.
Yeah, I guess I'd go for the jump the fence to pull it that way. Because I've been doing so well with my horse rolls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Why go through the open gate? Roll it.
Yeah,
Jump
fate.
the fence.
To quote,
Exactly.
to quote, looking for it is, what would Scooby do? Why the F not? They taketh away, but this time it giveth. Natural 20. 22.
Natural 20. You are spurred on by your heroism. You have, at least for a moment, drew the boule after you. And feeling that surge, you've gotten the reins back, and you expertly jump that fence, going further than before, and landing safely on the other side. I will say, because you rolled so well, why don't you take a shot? Don't do the whole -5 to get 10. But let's see if we can make it super cool, and you jump a fence as you shoot at the boule.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could shoot at it.
Okay.
But I didn't hit it.
Okay, fair enough.
Rolled a 10.
Look, it still looked cool. Like, the image looked great. We just won't cut back to the arrow missing. We'll just focus on the jump, which is beautiful. Hasty Jane,
Yep.
you're riding. You too see Henry Lou kind of turn towards the fence, much the same as Ick has done. It looks like he's jumping the fence.
All right,
So,
I will follow suit.
Would you like to follow that? All right.
Yeah.
Roll me some animal handling.
Oh,
I'll also roll for your pony too, though.
okay. Oh, 6.
Well, luckily, your pony understands the assignment. It sees as Henry Lou's flies right over, your pony follows suit, and Graham right behind with a nat 20. You didn't see Ix, but this is much the same way, except he's not firing anything. This is just an old man on a horse trying to stay alive. The boule crashes through the fence as it continues after you all, because it is now up on the ground, moving just as fast as the earth was churning beneath it. Dinner is still so close, it wants that meal. But now, the house is up ahead. And the horses are really starting to pant. So I do need an animal handling ick just to see if you can keep your horse going at this full speed. Or you could dial it back and just take a shot as you go.
15. And for the animal
15 on your animal handling?
Yes, sir.
You are able to keep the horse going. It is going at this full speed. You are heading for the house, and you actually see... Let me see. Do you see... Yes, that's another nat 20. Wow. You see the door fly open as the elf who has been watching these windows saw what his elf eyes could see into the distance, your group hurtling towards the house. And let's just see what happens. An arrow streaks past your heads, doesn't connect with anything. The distance is just a little too far at the moment. Hasty Jane, why don't you do the same animal handling? Let's see if we can keep your pony going. The pony who saved your life as you were flying off of Ix horse. Can you push? 9? Okay, your pony is going to start to slow down, but it does see hope in sight. Oh, we got to stop to sing this. Elven Knights are watching you. They see your every move. Thank you. What would Scooby do?
Oh, I thought it was going to be the Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? That's why I thought that was the one.
It just adds itself to.
All of you are fired.
All of us are fired? All right, take over, Lamar. Look, we know you've got the practice on Mondays. Let's go.
All of you die. Rock falls from the sky. Congrats.
There it is. Okay, thank you. And now back to me. Let's see if Henry Lou's pony starts slowing down, as does Graham's older horse. They're still going. Also been a few rounds for our guy here. But the Boulay is also slowing down. Did you just turn off my video?
Sorry, DM.
What just... Am I actually being fired? I will just... What's happening? I'll just continue telling my story. Hopefully you all can hear me. As we'll go with the audiobook version. There we go.
Oh my god.
The Boulay, having a few wounds and eaten a bridge and a log at this point, is slowing down as well. You all have the opportunity to continue on. Ick, you are closing in on the front door. Are you going to just ride your horse into the house? What's up?
That'd be rude. That'd be cool. But it's a halfling house? Probably small.
But it's a large house. Like, it's a halfling house. But remember, again, they've got humans working with the elves. They've built it in a way that is accommodating to those of your larger height as well.
Their land is the 2-foot land fenced in, like all around, like on the very outskirts.
Yeah, that's what you jumped over to get in near the stream.
I would ride the horse past the door, and then like ripcord and dive into the house while just let the horse kind of fend for itself out there, because it can scramble, but it's not going to leave the property. So.
I'm gonna let you roll an acrobatics on this.
I kind of want to roll a 1, so like I hit the door.
I really want you to roll a 1 too.
Fall.
Hey, I will say, Jared, would you like to choose to roll a 1 here?
No, I won't actually roll it, because it could be real cool. It's middling. 12.
12. Okay, so you jump off of this horse, and you time it relatively well. The elf moves out of the way as you just kind of come hurling in, and you just slam into the door frame. Like that's what kind of stops your movement, and you're able to just kind of and then roll inside the house. I'll give you a chance to fire if you want.
Yeah, always take a chance to fire. 23.
Wow. So you do hit.
9 damage.
Oh.
Wow. Right. So you have hit. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, you hit this creature, and as it's kind of slowing down behind the ponies, but it is still right with them. They are just so close to these large, chomping teeth as Orist, the elf, standing next to you, Ick, steps out from the doorway. Now that this thing is closer, pulls the shaft to his ear and lets fly with a natural 20. This guy has saved your butt so many stinking times. I will say to Glita and I'm blanking. Tano, you're hearing all this ruckus. Ick just flung himself into the door. You heard the door open. If you want to get up and do anything, I will let you kind of roll yourselves into the initiative here and participate. But meanwhile, wow, this dude just wrecked the boule. You see, as it was opening its mouth, there's just the arrow goes into its mouth and like lodges itself there, and blood is pouring out as he did way too much damage. Glita and Tano, what did you roll? 5 for Tano, okay.
High 5.
10 for Glita. Well, Glita, you will be right after Hasty Jane. Hasty Jane, you are up next. You are close to the front door, but because your horse wasn't able to continue on as fast as Ix, you're gonna need 2 more rounds to even get to the house.
Okay. The belay is not following us anymore now that it's bleeding out, I guess, right? Or
it's not moving fast enough to overtake you, but it is still following you.
okay. Then I am going to cast Ray of Sickness at it.
Okay, cast that Ray of Sickness.
I'm gonna.
Do it.
18.
18. That will hit. Roll your damage.
6.
6
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah.
As this thing is bleeding, you see it worn down. It is not looking good. And now it's a little green around its land gills. You keep riding forward, continuing on. Glita, you are on in this easy chair. You hear this ruckus. You see Ick now firing outside. The elf is firing outside, and your friends aren't all in here yet.
Is there room in the doorway to get a glimpse at what's going on without getting in the way of the fighting?
I mean, yeah, if you kind of got up, you'd be able to. It's kind of crowded, but this is a nicer home with a larger, almost double door entry. So you're able to make it out.
Okay. I'll go out and assess what is happening. How far away is Hasty Jane from? Does it look like she's about to make it into the house?
She is closing in. She's riding her pony kind of right towards the door, and behind her you see this large, you are seeing a shark on land. That is what you are seeing.
Okay. Lita will say, "What is wrong with this town? And she's going to, can I bonus action take my javelin out?
Yeah.
And for my action, I will, well, how far away is the creature from me?
It's probably, I would put it, because it hasn't gone on its turn yet, it's roughly 80 feet away.
I will hold my action, and once the creature gets in range, which is 30 feet for me, wait. Oh, no, wait. It's 120 feet if I throw it, I think. Right, for a javelin?
Let me check.
I think so. If I'm throwing it. It says 30 feet, 120 feet.
So 30 feet without a disadvantage penalty, 120 with a disadvantage penalty.
Oh,
So you
I
can
will
do
wait.
30 feet without any penalties, or like the max is 120 feet, and
Okay.
anything in between. That's
I
how I've always
understand. Okay. She's going to hold her action, and once the creature gets into within 30 feet range, she's going to throw that javelin at its chest.
Great. Henry Lou 2-foot is going to attempt a similar move as Ick. But it's almost like Henry Lou's done this before. Henry Lou rides past and expertly throws himself into the house, turns around, and you see from his staff a glowing light shines forth as
Raising.
he casts. Huh?
Nothing.
someone say
Don't worry
something?
about it. Don't worry about it.
Is something happening?
Nope.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah. I'm
Crazy.
just excited for Henry Lou's glowing staff. Let's go.
As he casts a firebolt and will hit for a certain amount. Will hit for 11 damage. That will be his turn. Graham. Graham is older. Graham doesn't want to try that move. Graham's gonna just keep riding past the house, following Ick's horse, following where is he? Henry Lou 2-foot's pony. Tano, you are up.
Tano is going to look over at the ridiculousness. Can he see what's happening from his chair?
Roll perception. We'll just treat that as if you can see it from there. I know you've got a wicked perception, so somehow maybe it's even reflecting off a mirror.
I actually have natural advantage on that, so
Natural
17.
advantage.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow your chair is right where it needs to be to see everything.
Without
I-
putting down his glass, he's just gonna reach out and cast Guiding Bolt at the thing chasing Casey Jane.
Okay, that's fair. I will say really quick, I had skipped its turn, so as you do this, Glita, why don't you just roll a attack with that javelin for me?
I rolled a 9.
You will miss. Let's see how Tano does.
17?
You... Ooh, it's close. You will hit. You don't hit center mass, but you hit nonetheless, and it does damage. Let's see how much.
8 points of, I think it's radiant damage.
Yes, it is.
And, yes, and I believe, because it's Guiding Bolt, next attack against it is advantage.
Has advantage. Yep. This creature is now glowing. Ick. We are at your turn. You have a glowing boule barreling down. It will be at the front door on its turn unless it is brought down.
Watch your face! Take 5 to add 10. I don't know that I'm gonna do it. 14's probably not gonna hit. Oh, but it's at advantage, right?
Nope.
It is at advantage.
That's gonna be a 17. No, an 18.
That will hit. Why don't you roll that damage?
Rolling crap damage. 16.
Not small.
You
That's not
fire
small
this
at all,
bolt.
sir.
You fire this bolt. AC Jane is still riding her pony towards the door. She's closing in. She will make it before the boule, but just barely. And it is right on her tail as she just spurs the pony straight through the door. And as she does, Ick fires past her, the bolt flying just past her ear, flying to the open maw of the boule and straight down its throat, ripping it apart, killing it as the creature drops, slamming into the ground, shaking glass throughout the house as the maw just goes rolling forward and stops right in the doorway. The elf just gingerly backing up before it gets there. The boule is dead on the doorstep. Everyone has made it. There's a couple of horses running around, and Graham, your cleric, is still outside somewhere. You'll probably have to go to one of the back doors to let him in. But you made it. You're alive.
Oh my gosh.
And we're going to address everything else after the break, I think. Still werewolves. Still got some lycanthropy going on around here, but you made it with the cleric. So maybe there is hope in sight. Stick around. We're going to be gone, 10 minutes, Jared?
12 maybe? I didn't math it today.
Just listen for the music. We'll be back, and you don't want to miss what happens next.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. What's up? Oh, nothing? It's just someone took the last of the coffee and didn't make any more.
Well, it wasn't me. I don't even drink coffee.
I wasn't really blaming you.
Then what?
Well, I was just...
Oh, I get it.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know you were there.
But I'm always there, Matthew. I'm Jesus.
Okay.
Did you not get the memo? The part right here? Thou shalt not take my name in vain?
I actually did not get that.
Maybe we should revisit this part. About lies.
We don't really need to do that. I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
I hope not. You don't hear me running around the office yelling, Matthew Johnson, every time I stub my toe or get a pube caught in my zipper.
What?
Matthew, I'm going to forgive you. It's kind of my thing. But watch yourself, all right?
God damn it.
Just a little bit farther, guys.
I hate this plan.
We are almost there.
No, this is a stupid plan.
Marcus, I said go left.
Well, your left isn't my left.
Then go my left.
Whose left should I go to? Just do what you think is right, Quigley.
Move towards me.
Don't do that, no. Choose the other way.
Ah, Lady Angie! Thank goodness you're here. If you will but cut these ropes, I have a daring plan to rescue you.
Thanks. Kind of thought this would be going the other way around.
Of course you did. How could I possibly be able to handle myself in a dangerous situation?
Hey, Angie, all indignation aside, are you now an unnatural creature of the night?
No.
Well, that is great news. Let's move on.
Where's Thistle? I want to talk to her.
This way.
My little Springberry. I knew you'd return. I'm sorry about before. Could you just maybe... Where's the oath?
Tell us what we want to know.
That might be easier if I were untied.
Oh, come now, brigand! You must repent from your evil ways and give us the information we seek. I know you are only a misguided soul, perhaps maybe a cursor due to an unsavory upbringing, but one can always forsake the path of darkness and live a righteous life! I'd like to read you a passage from Sir Gerald's Guide to Heroic Endeavors. It's in the third chapter.
We can go like this all day and
Here it is.
tomorrow.
Oh, here's another one. Battles can only...
I'm not looking for a Screamer. He lives 5 or 6 miles southeast of here. He's got a traveler's store.
Through friendship.
Quigley, that'll be enough. You see before you're changed, man, please. Thank you.
Aren't you gonna untie me?
We'll see how I'm feeling when the curse is lifted.
Thank you, sir, and you're a very gracious host. Only, next time you might want to offer more than just your nuts.
I tried. She wouldn't have any. Hey guys, we were talking about friendship, right? We wanna... Friends don't leave friends tied up in the woods, you know? I mean, really, come on. Springberry? I could change. Really. Like, literally, I could change.
Ah, welcome, weary travelers, to my humble shop. Feel free to look around. I guarantee you'll find everything you need.
What we need is something a little different.
Yes, everyone in your esteemed profession needs something a little different.
Specifically something I could use to lift a curse.
Those,
Sir Crag, may I have a sword?
No.
But I promise only to use it to purge the unjust and defend the innocent.
Said...
Well, the young man does have an eye for fine weaponry, for that is no ordinary blade. That is the legendary, Exordius. Remember the songs? Exordius, forged in dragon fire? No. If you had a bard, you would probably know.
Hear that, Sir Crag? It's a magic sword!
It's not...
I'm afraid it wouldn't be right to sell anyway. I mean, it can only be pulled from its scabbard by a legendary warrior of destiny. Well, can it be? Legendary warrior of destiny in my very shop.
Get away, Cripply. The blade wouldn't cut wet paper. The handle's just cheap glass.
That's used for a wand, I said.
Is this magical too?
Indeed it is, yes. You hold the belt that I, well, let's just say I acquired from a traveling sage Yes, and he said it was blessed by the shaman of a foreign tribe who worshipped the ant. And, well, they revere its incredible strength because they can carry 50 times their own body weight, and that is a feat no other creature can match unless, of course, they're holding that bell.
Sir, crap! Think of all the innocents I could defend with such a...
Oh, with the ability to carry 50 times an ant's body weight, I mean, he'd be an unstoppable force.
You could probably lift this entire...
We are not here for your cheap.
So, those were genuine basilisk hide boots. And the hide of such a dangerous creature is, of course, very rare and therefore expensive.
How expensive?
Well, I'm sure we can work something out. I am, after all, a fair businessman.
Can we just lift the curse already?
Well, I cannot, but the Weird Sisters can.
Great. Who are they?
Oh, they're witches.
What?
I hate witches. They're just smelly old hags who make everyone else's lives miserable because they can't do real magic.
But they do know their way around curses.
No! Where are they?
Well, I have their cottage marked on this map. Well, I wish you all good luck. And if you find yourselves in the area with your purses too heavy to bear, I'm sure I can help you.
Let's go.
Hey, quickly. Come here, let me see that door.
Exorius
You know, I'm beginning to think these idiots are actually dangerous.
You're suggesting we abandon the chase?
Nope, all I'm suggesting is that maybe we should even the odds a little bit. I think.
Hate that thing.
I know, you've been saying
You really
that.
shouldn't go messing around with people's
Hey,
souls.
do you hear that? It looks like something over there needs to be ranged, so why don't you go range it, Ranger?
You know, you can't just take what I am and make it into a verb.
I just did.
But it doesn't make any sense. You say I'm gonna go wizard something.
Yes, I say I whiz on things all the time. It means to be awesome. I'm gonna go whiz here.
But it means
I'm
so
gonna
many
be
different things. You
awesome.
can't just say that.
Yeah, but look, teleportation. Boom. Awesome. Boom. Pies. Awesome. I can
And
make
you whiz?
food.
That's whizzing.
That's whizzing. Awesome.
Whatever.
See? It's fine. Go range things, Ranger. I'm gonna go be awesome and whiz on these guys. Okay.
Hi there. Care to get me out of this mess?
No.
Did you range anything? Because I whizzed all over the place.
Just this guy right here.
Oh, hi there. Hi. We're looking for a group of adventurers. There is a big dumb man with a big dumb hammer, a dirty, dirty wizard, this girl that kind of gives unsettling
Yes,
looks.
we've met. If you untie me, I'd love to help you find them.
So now where has the common courtesy gone to nowadays? You ask a question, all you get is me.
I blame the parents.
Yeah, you. Let the kids go off and do whatever they want to.
Release me now! Or when I find my own way out of here, I will find you and I will rip out your throat!
See, now that is an attitude we can turn towards profits. Tell me, what are your thoughts about working alongside the undead?
Chicken, bone.
Well, I almost got him with a bootleg or a bootlet or a... Look, it was a land shark. I was that close. It was catching up. But that's okay, because technically, the cleric who was brought in to save them from lycanthropy isn't inside the house. Who knows what could happen to that guy? All I know is 2 of my players over here have lycanthropy. And the other 2 just had the ride of their lives. So let's check in, see how everybody's feeling about where we are with this game. It looks like chat was enjoying the break. Chat seemed to really like, we were watching. Thistle was back, folks. Thistle was unhappy. We've got a floating smile.
Wow.
Jared.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, because I took my hat off during the break and I put it over here, but when I came back, I put the hat on that was over here, and it's green. Figure, let's keep it on.
That's kind of cool, honestly.
I can do this and just do it completely.
Where'd he go?
He's gone.
Weird Cyclops.
Where's Jared?
It's the weirdest of
I was here the whole
Cyclops.
time.
I also
It's
do.
okay.
I do want to point out. I think we all noticed, but for chat, the chat who didn't, the type that is between the players. If you look at the logo, and then you'll see adventurers come back to buy more horses at the. Yeah, they almost had to, because their horses were almost eaten by a land shark. And then let's see, every DM handles these roles differently. Yeah, I mean, the DM is right by me. The horses that they almost had to rebuy by them, definitely planned. You are all now inside. Everyone except the cleric who kept on riding is inside right now.
She didn't stop. They didn't stop.
The old man did not pull a Fast and the Furious and jump off his horse into a house. He just decided to not break his spine because of the brittle bones or what,
I mean,
yeah.
I guess somebody's got to be responsible.
Is he even someone we want to associate with at this point?
You want to leave him outside to whatever's outside, by all means.
I'll let him go. Tano, the cleric is outside here to help y'all with stuff. I'm a little tired and my face looks like a door, so give me a minute.
Okay. I guess I'll go get him. Tana will put his wine glass down. He'll stand up slowly and go to find the cleric.
Yeah, so you can't go out the front door, but there is a back door, and you're just gonna have to walk past Hasty Jane on her pony.
Tana will just pet Hasty on the head, as this is not the weirdest thing on today. Acknowledging how cute that is. And we'll just go to the back door. Honestly, you have to understand, Tano has woken up today throwing up. Came home to a werewolf attack. And now 2 of his mates have bust through the front door of these people who are giving us free lodging. Damaged, chased by a land shark. If you think Hasty Jane on a pony is going to shock him, not today. Not today.
No.
He'll go to the back. He'll open up the back door. Looking for a cleric.
Looking for a cleric. So
Cleric.
You see a couple. You see a pony, and then you see Ick's horse, just kind of moving around, kind of in the back, and then you see another horse, ride up, right next to the door, and so I'm Graham. Oh, did everyone make it?
If you mean the small one in Ick, yeah, everyone made it.
And may the morning Lord be praised. That was quite the unexpected experience right there. That's why you just don't go outside after dark. You know, that's shan't be telling my wife about that.
Yeah, I keep trying to tell people when the sun goes down, it's time to go to bed. But you know, no one listens to me in this house. But why don't you come on inside before we get another wave of, I don't know, sky deer trying to, I don't know, poke us in the butt. I don't know. Come on inside. This is not my house, but it might as well be. We've done enough property damage.
All right then. He ties off his horse near the door. And Cookie steps in. And he's like, "Well, it's about time you got here, Cleric. They're all waiting for you there. Mr. Tano, why don't you go have a seat down? I'll take care of the horses for you." And he heads outside and leads the horse away and then starts chasing down all the other horses. "Get back here, you big old beast. Get inside before you get it." It's just what's happening outside right now. But Tano, you kind of lead the cleric into the sitting room. That has kind of become the triage point. So, you understand you needed some sort of healing here?
Yeah. As you can see, and Tano will move his hand away from his wound. I got cut by a standing wolf. So did my friend over there, Glita, the one covered in glitter. I believe the wound might have a little bit of glitter on it. Don't know if that helps or diffuses the poison, but I believe we may have been poisoned or cursed or something.
You said it was a standing wolf.
I think they call it a were dog or something like that.
Like a werewolf.
That's probably more close to it.
And it's not just healing you'll be needing, but we'll need the gods' help on this one. And he leads you over back to your empty armchair. All right, now, so it's you and our dwarven friend over here. What? And then he looks over at the half orc. Is he bit as well?
To be honest, I'm not sure. Was he?
I
bit?
was. I was definitely bit.
He's just having a horrible time over on the couch, on the chaise lounge. He got bit first. Yeah. He's further along in this process.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, Doc. I think that we might want to take care of that one first. I don't know about you, but I don't want to see a werewolf half-orc lose their mind.
Well, I think you're right with that one. And you see him step over and take a knee next to this half-orc, and he reaches into his leather satchel and pulls out a book that, Tano, just from a glance, you understand is a holy text. Was that Barney Rubble? I don't think that was Barney Rubble. I haven't heard Barney Rubble in a while.
It's been a minute. Jeebus.
It's been a long minute since I've heard Barney Rubble. So maybe that's my subconscious there. But back to the cleric who has pulled out his holy text, and then you see him flip to a page and place it on a table nearby, a little end table, and he grabs his holy symbol, closes his eyes, and places the tips of his fingers on the forehead of the half orc, and begins to pray. And you watch as he prays, and a light radiates from his holy symbol and seems to also emanate from the palm of his hand. And you see Zog, this half orc, breathe in, and it's almost like he breathes in the light, and with it a bit more color comes to his cheeks, and he takes a deep breath and seems to calm down. He stops writhing, he stops shaking, much as Tano and Glita, you've experienced that. Again, not as far quite yet, but you've experienced that as well, and you see that fade away. And Graham steps up and says, "All right, I've done what I can. The god should be taking over now. He should be fine, but he'll need rest, and of course we'll need to see to his wounds." And he kind of looks over. He looks over the still scratches and bite marks that can be seen on Zog and the rest of you. He says, "All right, now, who's next? I think it was Mr. Did I catch your name there, sir?" And he's looking at you, Tano.
Yep, Tano Prism, fellow cleric, but just not as well versed as you.
Oh, well, that's no problem at all. Do you also serve the Morning Lord?
Not directly.
Oh. Again, entirely all right. Just trying to find some common ground is all.
No, it's yeah. I'm one of the rare ones. I follow a lady of peace. That's all I'm about. Making sure that there's nothing but peace and harmony everywhere I go. If you ask my friends, they could say I'm I've stayed very true to those tenets.
Well, I might say that I'm glad to have a little more peace around here, and I welcome any that can be brought by others. So I thank you for your work. And he pulls the table over with his holy text, and you see him again reach for that holy symbol, and he places his hand lightly on your forehead and begins to pray again under his breath, the light streaming from the holy symbol and then into his hand. And Tano, as you breathe in, you just feel this sensation washing through you, a kind of a cleansing that you hadn't really felt before. You felt these sort of thing, you felt magic, you felt healing magic, but this was deeper. This was connected to your very being, not just torn ligaments, not just even anything of the mind. This was now sunk into you, and you just feel that evil break, and you feel the presence of goodness again. You feel hope again. You didn't realize that you had started to be bogged down by this pain, this evil. As you're saying those words about peace, you almost didn't believe them, but now again you fully do believe what you're saying, as the curse has been removed. And after that, he says, "And how you, Miss? How are you doing?"
Hi, I'm Glita. Well, I don't feel so good, and I have all these cuts, and just don't mind the glitter. Wait, you're not gonna take the glitter away, are you?
I wouldn't dream of it. I serve a god of light and life, and what brings more joy to those? Well, I guess there's an occasional school teacher who might not be a fan of glitter, but everyone else can bring a little joy too, can't it?
Do you have a favorite type of glitter?
I like the kind of glitter that shines in my wife's eyes. That's joy. That love.
and as she hears this, she's going to look
Yeah.
over at Ig and Tano. She's not going to say anything though. She'll just look at them.
Perfect. So he again moves that table over, grabs onto his holy symbol, places his hand on your forehead, and this light washes over you, a sense of renewal and hope. You are rid of the curse that had begun to plague you, and are able to be at peace once more. He looks around and he's an older man and has done a few higher level spells in a short amount of time. And so as he kind of pulls his hand away, he goes over to the dining area, which is just a little ways away, pours himself a glass of water and sits tiredly in a chair. He looks over at all of you. He says, I must say, I haven't had a night like this in quite some time. I haven't known darkness in this land to cause such a ruckus. He looks to Henry Lou. He says, I don't think there's been anything like this around here in these parts since what? Before even I was born. The stories say around 70 years ago. Thank you for reminding me the good that can be done when you take a chance. And he pulls out a handkerchief and wipes his brow.
I forget what I told him I'd pay him.
You didn't. You just said you would.
All right. I will walk over to the man, the cleric, I'll bring him a cup of wine, because he's dealing with some stuff.
Oh, thank you, laddie.
Well, thank you for kindly for your services, as stated and delivered. And I pass him a small pouch of coins. It's got about 300 gold in it.
Okay. He receives the purse and says, that is quite kind of you. For the, oh my, for that, right. This'll go a far way in the parish, and, well, chapel's needed a new roof for a time, and it'll do good for the town. I thank you for this.
If you want to go back tonight, I'll be more than happy to go with you. But we could also wait till morning, and that'd probably
he looks around, kind of startled. He's like, my missus, Yvette knows that she can expect me in the morning should all things go well. We both understand that these roads are dangerous enough traveling one way. And he looks at Henry Lou, if it is all right. And Henry Lou, it's all right. We got a room for you, Graham, right upstairs. I think it might be the last one, but heck, I'd give you my bed tonight if we didn't have it. You saved our skins. Take your time. We'll feed you and everything, Graham. And you see, Henry Lou has kind of been working with Oris to push the door shut. They've just decided to leave the beast outside for now. There's a small bit of dirt and everything that's right at the door, and just some splinters of wood. But yeah, as the evening goes, they're just kind of straightening up, and Graham is kind of getting his wits about him. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before they head to bed to end the second full day of this season?
I wanted to ask you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lou.
No, I just want to say, does Ick or AC Jane look injured?
They don't. They look tired. They look dust covered. I mean, Ick does have a little bit of that outline of like a wood grain on his face. But nothing that a good night's sleep wouldn't hurt.
Anna will give Hasty Jane one quick head pat, and then he'll go over to Ick and say, "Thank you," and like pat his shoulder as well. I am officially as far connected from my deity as I possibly can be, so I need to rest.
As he pats my head, I grab onto his trunk and then I just let it pull me for a little bit as he tries to go upstairs.
Connor will just kind of reach down and pick up Hasty, pull her away from his trunk, put her down. No. And then he'll go to bed.
He hates us.
Jessica, was there something else you wanted to do before?
Oh, I was gonna ask. When we were outside, you said that the arrow went right by my head. I was wondering if I could have like a cool little line in my hair now, like in my tiny hair, just where the arrow went by.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, sweet. So I kind of walk around feeling a little bit like now I have an edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just some country bumpkin anymore. You got a little edge to you.
Mm-hmm. I shot at a bullet.
Did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90s kid now. I'm probably gonna, like, with the door not being able to fully close completely or securely, I'm probably gonna, just kind of push in against a corner of this wall in the triage room. Kind of keep an eye on that. Sit down, rest my eyes a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can you pull over one of the easy chairs and prop up your feet on a table. You kind of stand guard. Glita, is there anything you want to do?
No, I think she's going to just make her way back up to her and Hasty's room and lay her head down. She is gonna probably think about like the love story or the love that the old man Graham has for his wife. She's gonna kind of be like, ah.
It is a great love. If only we knew the tale of Graham and Yvette some other time, perhaps. But we find ourselves settling down for the evening. Ick guarding those he loves as the rest go up to bed. Tano, you are so happy to see that before all this ruckus, they were able to clean your room. There's not a bit of vomit in sight, and you get much needed rest after a day of exhaustion and being cursed. You lay down. They do set Graham up with final room upstairs, and you do note, Ick, that Zog and Cookie also, and Orist also take up posts downstairs, having kind of been cut off from the bunkhouse. They've just all decided we're all going to stay under one roof tonight, even if it's out of our own beds. So it's definitely a full house. Skidoo-ba-da-bwah-bwah-now.
I was going to do it too.
Whatever happened to predictability? Unanimity. All right. Have mercy. So everyone gets rest. And I will say this, I didn't really want to spoil it, but you all wake up feeling more powerful. As if everything you've gone through in the past couple days has really bolstered you to a new place. You will all, after this long rest, be level 5.
Yay!
Now, Ick, you had grabbed some of the stuff from the werewolves. Is that correct? Ick, you muted yourself.
Oh,
I knew that.
Items.
If I remember, there was a bone whistle and a mysterious clockwork device.
Yes.
Bone whistle.
Is that one? that one? That pouch?
Yep. That is it exactly. We'll storyize this a little bit. You have a little bit of trouble falling asleep, Ick, after everything that's happened. You are on guard and your eyes droop a little bit, but you want to stay alert for your friends. So you decide for a short time to pull out this mysterious clockwork device. And by morning, after having spent some time with it, looking it over, you understand that it is a clockwork amulet. It is a copper amulet that contains these tiny interlocking gears and is powered by magic. Because you see no other way that it would be running. You come to this like, well, only other thing is magic. There's no winding of it or anything. You just hear this ticking and whirring from inside. From now on, Ick, if you hold on to this amulet, when you make an attack roll while wearing the amulet, you can forego rolling the d20 and get a 10 on the die. Once used, this property can't be used again until the next dawn. So, for most creatures, I don't know if it would work on Tano, but for most creatures, that's pretty much a guaranteed hit.
Yeah. Especially with 5th level giving me a second attack. Oh yeah.
Ow!
There you go. Yeah, it's a great little item. One I tried to snag for a campaign, but I picked too many items, so I went with flavor ones instead.
Yeah.
But it's a great little item. I was excited to find it and work it in here. You are all, I know we're kind of like, we gotta level up, but I don't know that we need any of the real heavy leveling. Although you're all on D&D Beyond, so maybe you just already clicked through everything you want. Yeah, sure. Lamar's like, yep, I'm level 5 now.
Oh man.
You also wake up with all your hit points and even more hit points.
Oh.
That's how a long rest works. So you got your hit points back. So everyone is feeling good in the neighborhood. You come down stairs. Ick, you kind of stretch a little bit. You feel stronger, but you also feel like you slept a little weird. So your neck's just a little sore. And you all kind of make your way to breakfast. Breakfast is still being prepared. It's a little later, as the night was a long one, but it is a very hearty and complete breakfast. You've got eggs on the table, bacon, hot cakes, porridge, coffee. It's a breakfast that says, we're all glad to be alive. Let's celebrate it. So there is fresh fruit as well, sliced up, and I mean, I don't know what else could you even want for breakfast? You know, anyone? Am I missing anything? Do you need sausage links?
Jack cakes for sure.
Ooh, yeah.
Grits.
Wait, I said
Grits?
hot cakes. Those different than jack cakes? What are
Well,
jack
sorry,
cakes?
Johnny cakes. Yeah, well, one made with oats.
What Johnny
one's made with-
cakes?
Yeah.
Oh. You want some grits? Okay, you got some grits for sure.
Waffles?
You want
Waffles?
waffles and okay, I mean, like if you're like, oh no, would a waffle
And
be
French
a
toast.
thing?
Yeah. Waffle irons have been around for a long time. Since
Just with
D&D days.
with the iron.
Wait a minute.
In fact, if you hold Nathan, if you watch Greatest Role on Earth, Tabitha last night created the boffle, which is a
What's the
waffle.
waffle?
A waffle with honey instead of syrup.
Oh,
And she's the gourmet chef. So, just saying.
All right, I'll give you waffles as well. You got waffles. You got look. It's amazing because you've got a lot more mouths to feed. Well, at least a couple more mouths to feed, right? They've got all of you. All the hands are eating inside today, and in the main house, and you've got Graham there as well. It's a bright day.
Can I just say that Penguin Witch Doctor and it's Lucas Martinez have already started the new chapter one-off for Graham and Yvette. So Penguin Witch Doctor says, Graham and Yvette meet on an adventure. He was the fighter slaying leeches, and he was the cleric healing her wounds. And then Lucas Martinez says, odd jobs, the Graham and Yvette one-shot, quote, bandits in the Badlands. Quote, end quote.
I love it. One day we'll just need to find ourselves a Graham and Yvette to just run that. It'll be great.
Yeah. So cute.
There it is. See, once again, it's Lucas Martinez. They're like, this is how the chat adds. The chat adds so much to our lore. There it is. It's Lucas Martinez. I'm not giving you a McGriddle. Like, I'm sorry. I gotta draw the line somewhere. You can't have a McGriddle. All right, we're moving on. You've had breakfast. It was delicious.
Hold on. That song, thank God I'm a country boy, kind of laid back. Like, the lyrics have something to do with a McGriddle.
Yeah, no, not a McGriddle.
I got an egg McGriddle.
Coming up, I got
it's
cakes
in the lyrics.
on the griddle.
I got an egg McGriddle. Thank God I'm a country boy.
No, it's not a
on a
McGriddle.
farm, it's kind of laid back. Got egg McGriddle. Yep, I'm
No,
with Lucas.
it's got me a fine one, got me a fiddle. Sun comes up, I got cakes on
Got
the
an
griddle.
egg McGriddle.
Life ain't nothing but a funny,
Exactly.
funny riddle.
Exactly.
Thank God I'm a country boy. I have it on vinyl. I know the song.
Oh my goodness.
I got the
I
Alvin
got
and
that
Chipmunks
Thunder Bro.
version.
You have the Chipmunks version?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know if I've let you guys know this, but you're all fired.
Egg McGriddle. Egg McGriddle.
Oh, Lamar has spoken.
Okay. So,
All right,
Lamar has spoken. We're fired again. We find ourselves breakfast. Plates are empty. We're lounging around a little bit. Zog stands up with a new strength and looks at Orist and says,
All right, looks like we got ourselves a boulet. What are those even called?
Orist is like, I honestly don't know. It's pronounced, I've heard it both ways. Boulette, boulet.
Whatever, we gotta move it off the front porch.
So the two of them head out the back door. You hear them kind of hitching up horses, and they kind of open the door, and you'll see as you kind of. Well, we've lost Gary because breakfast is over. They start bringing in rope and tying it around the boulet and working to haul it away from the main entrance of the house. And Henry Lou looks around at everyone and says, I must say, y'all have given us quite the treat here. Hasty Jane knows. Life in Am, we encountered a number of those. Haven't seen one here, but I like the idea of, I don't know, being able to display it somehow. That we halflings are stronger than those that may hunt us. That we don't shy away from anything. Although we did kind of try to run away from it as fast as we can. But we prevailed nonetheless, and that's the important lesson here. I think that's what we need.
Leading it into a trap.
That's what it was. We outsmarted it. I like that, Ick. I like the way you think. And he's looking over, and he points to the fireplace where his family portrait is. He's like, I think we might be able to move that. Maybe put the maw just right up there, and he just starts talking through that plan, and he's pointing that out, looking very proud. And Graham says, I must say again, that was more adventure than I've had in quite some time. I don't know if I'll be telling the missus about all of it, what just happened, but you're a fine group of adventurers, and I'm glad to know you. I do. Whereabouts are you all from? I haven't seen you in town or at the chapel.
We're just visiting. We're just out here on a job. We're actually from over in Ataraxia. Got a little shop over there called Odd Jobs. You got a job doing? Come do it.
I mean, I might have mentioned the roof. If you want to stick around a few days, pay you back some of that gold. If you need a job or two, I would love to have that for the chapel. But I'm just surprised you made it over them mountains. Stories lately are quite frightful.
Well, you're not wrong. We did run into some problems up there. As far as the roof, we can take a look at it. But do know that we're already a day overdue of getting our start back.
Oh, well, yes, of course.
Yeah. My shop minder. Oh, you know what? Merku probably already blew him up. Oh no. But we got to get back at some point. Now we could go back and maybe come back and do your roof, but between you and me, probably better off with someone with construction experience. We could do it.
Well,
we could do it. But our
maybe you're
towns
right.
tend to lend to
No, you know
more
what?
of
I'm starting to think that you've done it. You've convinced me not to ask you. Don't worry.
But if you need shake someone down for some money or to recover a stolen baby or something, we're the people you call. We do the
Lord,
dangerous.
I hope I never need you to recover a stolen baby. I mean, I'm glad to know that you can. Okay, well then maybe don't lead with baby.
Well, it's early. I
understand. I understand. He kind of.
Do you understand?
I understand. I've maybe I don't.
Bridget, I am actually good at talking to people, just not right in the morning. I swear. I swear. Hasty Jane, you talk to this man.
Well, I think we are more than obliged to stay and help as much as we possibly can, seeing as they just helped save our lives. That's the least I think we can do. Maybe I can have a talk with my compatriots and convince them
small fortune
we might need to stay for another day or so. Just out of kindness, of course.
Well, again, I would take help over at the chapel, but according to your friend, y'all might not know what you're doing. So I don't necessarily want to start with so many holes in the roof and then have more patching that needs doing. And do you understand? I mean, I would be able to find. I mean, there's plenty of people in town need odd jobs doing, as well as probably you understand in Ataraxia. But I just figured you might want to not knowing what you had on the other side. I didn't know if you wanted a reason to stay this side of the mountain, so as not to go back up through whatever it was you came through in the first place.
Tano will go look over to our good friend, and he will say, "Sir, I owe my life to you, And I highly appreciate all y'all who housed us in this lovely home of yours. But I want to go home now. I want to go home. I want to go to my bed. I want to make sure I got a home to go to. I want to go to a place where there's no werewolves or land sharks. Y'all got a lot of things to exterminate in this land. And I got to tell you, it ain't going to be me.
Oh, no, I can understand that.
Well, maybe we can at least help them hang up the bullet head.
You know what, Hasty?
Yeah.
If you could lift that bullet head over your tiny little hand and hang it up, I will give you the biggest round of applause that you have ever seen. And I highly believe in you. In fact, he'll touch Hasty's shoulder and cast guidance. Now my God believes in you.
I'm gonna point to my little, my little razor cut. I'm gonna walk over the bullet and see if I can try.
So they've used a couple of horses to pull the boule away from the main door. You walk over to the head of it. Why don't you roll me just a strength? Like a strength check?
Don't forget your guidance.
Get your guidance in there.
What is my guidance? What does guidance add anything?
Adds 1d4.
1d4.
Okay. Good, because I have a -1 to my strength. So that's a 11. It just gave me back my 1.
So you go to lift the head and like I mean, like you hear the boards creak as you lessen the weight a little bit that are on them, and then it just kind of sinks back down, and you feel like you lifted more than you were going to, though.
I did.
Okay, we do have the official word. It is a boule.
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 Like Robert. Robert
Boule.
Victoire. Boule Fukushi Alekma. Tano goes.
DMC8 on this one.
So proud of you, Hasty. You did it. You had the power of Tano and God on your side. Got it all about 5 centimeters off the ground. Can we go home now, Ick?
Yeah, as I was saying, I spent a small fortune over here, and I mean to get back to get paid the rest of the sheep job. The second half of that. And also, I'm sure we got spiders or something walking around our sewers.
Henry
Hey, so
Lou.
bring Henry Lou. Bring him along. He could see us off.
Well, I mean, I can't just assume he can just drop everything and bring his heaving elk body with us.
I mean, you assumed we all could drop everything, just stay here. What's the difference? Bring him
for
along.
like a day. I was just saying we could
bring
help.
He's just gonna see us across the mountains, and then maybe.
I mean,
I'll start whistling. I start whistling and walk off.
Henry Lou, here's the interaction. Says, well, now, I mean, I'm sure I could, at the very least, see to the base of the mountains, if not further. You said y'all are waiting to get paid by Paul on the way back. I mean, I have some funds here. I could always pay you here if that's what's keeping you from staying. But I do understand you got your own business to run. You got people, and that need you and beds to sleep in, and well, I just wanted to put it out there. And then the cleric speaks up, and he's like, I will say, if they are going to be going, they want to be doing it sooner rather than later, though. You only want to spend so many moments in the dark up in those mountains ever since... What was the name? Whatever that town. Yes, you don't want to spend much time up on that mountain.
We also got to work on getting your wine up in the taverns over in Ataraxia. Get a nice,
wine.
lucrative.
No, he means my wine, Graham. Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Graham.
No, you're right. You're right. Huh?
I have a note here that says Astravon, and I feel like that's an old note. That was the contact that hired us to go into the basement before, right?
back
in
in the town.
No.
Yeah.
That was back in town. No, I think that was... give me a second here. Because my computer was weird, and I lost where my notes went. Doobity-boop-ba-doo. Doobity-boop-ba-doo. Oh, wow. I think Astravorn, yes, was the florist.
Oh, yeah.
Astravorn was the florist.
We gotta get them flowers back before they go bad, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was there's a different woman who runs the apothecary. The florist that you bought flowers that said from Henry Lou 2-foot and sent them to Hasty Jane, that was Astravorn.
Oh.
Yeah. For anyone who missed Ick essentially pulling a prank on Hasty Jane, that's last episode.
Prank?
No, 2 episodes ago.
Try Matchmaker? Come on.
Maybe the florist does ceilings too.
And we killed Nathan. And that's everybody.
No.
Maybe the
lost
florist
Jared.
does ceilings too.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, that's the show.
Ridiculous.
Henry Lou just looks to y'all and says, well, if you won't be on your way, understand, I can get Cookie to start hitching up everything for you.
Glita is going to walk over to Hazy Jane.
So it's our last night. Well, last day here. Looks like we're getting ready to leave. Did you figure things out with...
I literally saw him change into like a giant thing, and then we got chased, and then you were almost a glitter she wolf, and I just I haven't even had time. That's why I was trying to get us to stay another night, but everybody wants to go. What should I do?
I thought I dreamt the whole thing. I thought it was the werewolf poison that made me see he can change into the giant elk.
I guess so.
Did you know about this? Is that why it didn't work out?
No, I had no idea.
That's why he ran away. And he stopped talking to you because he felt weird, maybe, about explaining all this.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, I could handle it. I mean, I'm a good,
No, you can't handle it because you're a mature woman. But what if he thought that he couldn't control the elk? And he didn't want to scare you, and he thought the best way to do it, just to avoid the whole thing together. It's really common. I think, people think like that. That we wouldn't accept them for who they are.
Oh, yeah. Oh, are you talking about?
Oh, and I talked to Mr. Tano yesterday when you guys were fetching the doctor, and I didn't say anything direct. I just said, that Ick has a lot of love to give, and I don't really remember because I was drinking a little something and it made me feel a little fuzzy and warm inside, but he said something about that he has love and there's family, and then I kind of made a little outburst saying that like maybe wedding could be, something in the future, and he said that he can even perform the ceremony himself, so we wouldn't have to hire anybody for their wedding. We can cut the cost.
Wow, he's really hands-on. Okay, well.
Yeah, but he didn't say anything directly, so I think they're still, laying low about their feelings, so I'm not gonna push it. And, we've been through a lot here. Mr. Tano and I were maybe almost werewolves. I could have lost my glitter, but I did check my reflection this morning. I saw it, so that means I am not going to turn into a werewolf.
And didn't you still have some glitter left?
Mm-hmm.
All over the waffles. And Hasty. Oh, can I take my finger and drag it across her razor edge, and then so it looks really cool when she like turns and it catches the light and it's just like glitter?
Let me check. Yeah, you can.
Yes. Well, I mean, I feel like Ick and Tano are kind of done with the town. I wonder if they want to go home and talk about their feelings in like a comfortable space without prying ears. But I also would like for you to have more time to figure things out with Henry Lou. So maybe I can buy you some time before we'll have to leave, and you can go talk to him.
Okay, how can you do that? What are you gonna do?
Just wait for my signal, and I'll you'll know it.
Okay.
And with that, she's gonna dash out towards the sheep pen.
Okay.
With two fistful of glitters in hand. And she's gonna glitter half the sheeps.
And what are you doing? Hey,
I'm celebrating! I am not a werewolf! I have a reflection!
Werewolf don't have reflection.
They have reflection, right?
Yes, that's what they said.
I know that.
That's
You
exactly
know
what
that.
came out of their bloody mouth.
I just wanted to make sure.
Lita would not know that. She would not understand that part.
So you see, like, Orist and Zog start running over to the sheep pen, like, please don't do that. No, we can't. And Henry Lou stands up. Graham is sitting there like, what? Maybe it's time for me to go. Gents, what do you do?
Do we see this?
I mean, Tano, look, you perceive everything somehow. So you might have even seen the evil look in her eye as she got up and just ran out the door. So yeah, you know what's happening, Tano.
Tano just looks over towards where Lita is. Looks over to Ick. Looks back over to where Glita is. Points at Glita. Ick, did we get paid yet?
Ick's this. I'm gonna go see about the horse. And starts saddling his horse and gather. Like, he grabs his saddlebag and just heads out to the horse.
Yep, that's about right. Tano's just gonna walk over to Glita not gonna stop her. He's just gonna stand behind her. Having fun?
This is the best ever! And she's just gonna roll on the floor in her glitter.
By floor,
Trying
you
to
mean
make
the
a
ground,
ruckus.
right?
The ground. The ground.
No, there was a florist, Nathan.
Do they do ceilings? So Hasty Jane, everyone else has gone outside. I'm gonna say Graham's kind of gone up to his room to collect his things, as Henry Lou is standing kind of in the doorway, looking out past the corpse of the Boulay, and it's just kind of like, but now that's not all right. That's okay. That's gonna take some. All right.
So sad. Alright. I've never heard that so sad before.
All right. So Hasty Jane, it's just you and Henry Lou in the main room right now.
Okay. Look, Henry Lou, I don't know where to start. How about let's start with what the HE double hockey sticks happened to you last night? And when did this start happening?
Well, yeah, I know. Well, I don't always wear the fancy clothes. I mean, I still do have my dusty boots and everything that
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Right. The whole like turning into an elk. Being a druid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look, it's not something I talk about with a lot of people. I've got a special connection with nature, and I very much enjoy it, but I've got a commitment to my family as well, and so while I do not look at the shiniest gold coin as others do, I do understand these animals here, and I understand my family and wanting to help them. I just figured it'd be easier here.
Can that happen? And can you just make it happen whenever you want, or is it involuntary? How does that work?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can shift into a few different things, at least a couple times a day. I mean, I never really needed to do it that often, but
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. We gotta leave. I don't think anybody's really gonna want to stay here much longer, besides me. So, Gammy always said, when you're wrong, you admit it eventually, and I may have been wrong about some of the things that I thought about you at the beginning. So I'm just saying, if you want to at some point, you could come visit me.
I'd really like that. Well, yeah. I mean, I do. I need to let you know. I mean, like, I'm in charge here right now. I want to see you to those mountains, and I want to cross them someday to see you. But until I can get another foreman here, with these evils barreling down on us, I can't come right now. But knowing that you want me to be there, I haven't thought. Well, you haven't necessarily wanted that, and I guess it's nice to be wanted.
Yeah, well, I remember what it felt like back in the day, and I wouldn't mind getting that back again. But we both got a lot of stuff to work through, and I'm still upset about some other stuff. But That's what I said. I said my piece, and I'm gonna run over and I'm gonna kiss him on the lips real quick, and then I'm gonna run upstairs.
You do. He doesn't even roll a dex save. He's just kind of shocked, and you run upstairs, and he's all alone in this entryway, but he kind of like watches you run up the stairs, hears the door close, a smile goes over his face as he kind of like jumps in the air and clicks his boots together, and then heads outside and just says, "Hey, it's fine. Just let her do whatever she wants. All right? Why don't you just get this boule over here? Come on, I want to mount this thing on the wall. This thing's amazing, right? We've won the day, boys. Come on, let's get to it. It's a good day." And he just goes out and he just starts, like, he's leading his men with the best fervor. He's like,
from over by the horse, like Tranquility, like checking the straps and whatnot. I just under my breath, not an awful lot of wee coming off that. I feel like
he comes over to you, Ick, and he just says, "I want to thank you again. I'm gonna ride with y'all up to the mountain. I'm gonna make sure to I'm gonna go as you pack up. I'm gonna write my father a letter, make sure he knows that y'all are just some of the best workers, and any other contacts we have in Ataraxia and beyond, I'm gonna be sure they know about you, because y'all really came through for us." And he kind of pats Tano on I guess the knee, and he's like, "You too, sir. I want to say I'm sorry for what you had to go through to be here. I know it was a lot, and you done got yourself cursed, and then done got yourself healed up again. But sir, you're one of the finest." And he reaches up and just starts shaking your hand. "You're one of the finest clerics I done ever met." And then he goes over and he like pats Oris on the back. He's like, "Come on, boys, come on! What a day!" And he turns back to the two of you guys and Glita. He's like, "Glita, I gotta say, you know what? If anything comes of this glitter wool, well, I'm gonna be sure your name's all over it. Glita. It's a new line of wool. I don't know. I'll talk pie into it." And he's just looking at everything like it's a ray of sunshine and beyond. So they continue about moving the boule, and you see them kind of get it over to the barn, and they kind of start hoisting it up on a few levers and pulleys, much like you might see a shark near the water and hoist it up after being caught.
Sharks in the water.
There's sharks in the water. You are all able to pack your bags and load the horses. You still have a wagon full of treasure, or a cart full of treasure, rather, along with the supplies.
No, we sold most of it.
Well, yeah, but you still got all that gold coin that was there. And...
I mean, we got the coin, yeah, and an empty cart.
Okay. And an empty cart. Well, you got the supplies that are meant to help you get back. That was a part of the deal. Or did you sell those too?
I don't know. I don't know what Tano was the one making trade association deals with the mayor.
Yeah, none of that was the stuff in our cart, Ick.
You load up everything you have left, and you head out. Henry Lou Twofoot and his trusted pony Lincoln are riding awful close to Hasty Jane as y'all head towards the mountains. And as you reach the base of the mountains, he rides over and hands you a sealed letter with the Twofoot clan symbol punched into the wax. And then he stops back at Hasty Jane and looks her in the eye and just says, "I'll see you in Ataraxia soon." And then he puts his spurs to Lincoln, and Lincoln starts galloping off, and you see, as he rides away, Henry Lou Twofoot jumps off of Lincoln and transforms midair into a majestic elk and stops, rears back on its hind legs, and lets out whatever noise an elk lets out. It's not a whinny, but it's
Like
a
a
happy
huff.
elk noise.
It's a huff.
It's like a whoa, whatever it is. You know, it's a happy elf noise. I don't know. I just picture them like mooing, but then also like neighing. And then you said it was a call. Jane, you interpret it as a majestic, happy elk noise as he rides off. And you start your climb back into the mountains that you crossed, leading you here. And no one knows what will happen next here on the Odd Jobs. I have an idea, but who knows? We often spend an episode eating breakfast, so you never know what'll happen tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean next week. Tomorrow, here on the channel, on the DAT Network, tomorrow is Thursday, but we will be dark tomorrow. I do want to give that heads up. The Avatar Legends show will be back next week, so be sure to be back then for that. But Shambhala will be on Friday. And then Saturday, I believe Kings of Dirt is off. And Voyage of the Siren Song is off. So you guys have the weekend off to catch up on everything you've missed, is what I'm saying. Go to YouTube. We've got everything laid out there, or you can come back here on Twitch, wherever you want to stream it. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We had some gifted subs that we are very happy about. Curtis Gibson 1234 followed, which was such an amazing thing. Thank you, Curtis Gibson 1234. Once again, it was just a pleasure telling a story with all of you. And now we're going to go to the part where everyone tells us something about someone else. Lamar, who haven't you told us about yet? Do you remember?
That guy's Jared. His name is Jared, last name. Ahoy. He's the director photographer.
And you for
But
13
when he's
years.
not doing that, he's been a friend for 14 years. When he's not, photographing directors, he's here on the DAT Network, either on several shows or producing several shows. Him and somebody else. He has his own Twitch channel, The Real Gobshite. Good luck spelling that without a reference. Twitch.tv/The Real Gobshite. He's done a lot of the graphics for this show, a lot of graphics for the other shows. He's a good friend. He tans.
Like leather, or just when he's outside?
Like, he'll tan first, burn second, I guess. I don't know. He has a birthday between now and next year.
Oh my god.
You know what, Lamar? I think we did it. Thanks, Lamar. Let's move on.
Okay, I want to make sure I covered all the main bases. I wanted to make sure I covered the bases.
Jared, you were just praised heavily. Who have you not? Why don't you just talk about Wendy? Just
because I didn't do Lamar yet. Yeah,
huh?
I didn't do Lamar
You
yet.
didn't
Oh
what?
my god.
Oh, they
Do
didn't
it.
do Lamar.
Yeah.
Talk about Lamar.
Do it.
He usually does like this.
Greetings, lads and lasses.
Lamar the Con Guy, variety streamer, comedian, anime expo, all kinds of fun things right here on Twitch. Variety streamer, Lamar the Con Guy. You can find me on all the socials at Lamar the Con Guy. That's how Lamar Con Guy goes.
I just want to say that.
I know his last name's
Lamar.
Lamar. His last name's Harris. His name is Lamar Harris, and I know this because we've been friends for 13 years. You find him.
It's only
he does a lot
been
of
10,
podcasts.
Jared. It's only been 10.
He does podcasts. He's on a bunch of Twitch streams. He GMs right here on Monday nights. On The Dice is Right. I'm trying to think. I mean, Won't say that. Yeah, we'll just yeah.
You want to say that at tan as well, Jared?
I wasn't gonna go. I wasn't gonna. We were talking about tan, Lamar.
No, tan, Jared.
No.
Say it out
no.
loud. Put it
Moving
Lamar
on.
bronze is up.
Moving on. Wendy, why don't you tell me about Jessica?
Hey, this right here is Jessica Kinney, actress and improv artist extraordinaire. And she plays our favorite Hasty Jang right here on the Dat Network on Bedlam Discord. Jobs, you can catch her here every Wednesday on the channel. You can find her on her socials, Jessabessa1, because some other punk took Jessabessa and we don't like them. So one's better anyways.
Go find the person who's Jessabessa and just spam them. Not in a bad way, but just
I'm gonna
like...
punch her in the butthole.
Now I don't know if I want you to talk, Jessica. Jessica, tell me about Wendy. We'll talk specific.
Wendy, you can find Wendy social at Wendy Lizani. She is also with the movie couple and does nerdy movie reviews with her husband. You can find her at Geek and Glitter for fashion advice. She's an actor, nerd, content creator, and does movie reviews, and also is on the Dat Network and Twitch constantly. So find her.
Thank you. That was great.
Done.
By the way, you guys, I looked up what an elk sounds like. I googled it real quick. It's kind of cool but creepy at the same time. They apparently were used for the sounds of the ring wraith for Lord of the Rings, and this is according to National Geographic's. It's kind of
You
cool.
thought it was majestic and full of joy.
We all thought that, but it doesn't sound like that.
Penguin Witch Doctor linked in on Discord. He linked the creepy shrieks that they do. So
Also,
just in the Discord.
Penguin Witch Doctor said, Jared, last name Hoy.
That's his middle name.
Oh my gosh.
His middle name is last name, in quotes.
Yeah.
Folks,
I'm the best of friends.
Folks, we did it. If anyone's still watching, thank you. There hasn't been a story for quite some time now. Just more of the Bedlam in Discord that was promised. I'm Nathan Andrasek. You can find me at Nandrasek, which is literally just spelling Andrasek with an N in front of it, because creative. You can also find me on Fridays on Swagbucks Live. Download it to your Android or iOS device and play for a chance for some money. And pretty sure that's it. We'll be back next week as they climb this mountain and I throw more powerful monsters at them now that they're level 5. Yeah, pretty much it.
You know what, Nathan?
CTFN.
You can level up too. Thanks, buddy. You can get one. Yeah.
Thanks.
But I'm gonna make it like on the character sheet. It's gonna be I because you're irrational.
You're not just gonna do the infinity symbol +1?
No. I'm gonna be an irrational number.
Okay. Well, thanks. That's it, folks. We love you. We thank you. Dat fam, best fam. Have a great rest of your night.
We're gonna go on a raid.
Oh yeah, raid!
Time. Let's go raid!
Raid!
Okay, bye everybody!
Little heart.
Get out!
All right.